Welcome to Bedtime Myths and Mysteries. Tonight we invite you to dim the lights, settle in beneath the blankets, and prepare for a journey into the forgotten corners of childhood innocence, where toys are not merely toys and memories linger in porcelain smiles and glassy eyes. This is the tale of haunted dolls, the ones tucked away in attic trunks, staring endlessly into the dark, whispering stories that have outlived generations. For as long as there have been children, there have been dolls. And for as long as there have been dolls, there have been stories of spirits within them. The ancient Egyptians crafted effigies of gods and spirits, small figures of clay and wood that represented life and death. Some were buried with the dead to accompany them into the afterlife. Others were placed in homes to ward off evil. In ancient Greece and Rome, dolls were carved from ivory and clay. Girls played with them until marriage, when the dolls were offered to the gods as a farewell to childhood. Some believed these dolls absorbed the spirit of their owners. In Japan, the tradition of ninjo or spirit dolls still endures. These figures are believed to house protective spirits and are treated with solemn respect. Some are even given funerals when they are no longer needed. Dolls are more than playthings, they are vessels. And sometimes they hold more than memories. Perhaps that is why tales of haunted dolls stir such unease. They are familiar yet strange, lifelike yet lifeless. There is something in their fixed expression, their unblinking eyes, that unsettles the soul. One of the most famous haunted dolls in the world resides in Key West, Florida. His name is Robert. Robert the doll was gifted to a young boy named Robert Eugene Otto in the early 1900s. The doll is over 3 feet tall, dressed in a sailor suit with a face stitched into a strange grin. Soon after Robert received the doll, odd things began to happen. The boy blamed mishaps on the doll. Servants claimed to hear giggles in empty rooms. Neighbors saw the doll move from window to window when no one was home. The boy called the doll simply Robert. He insisted the doll was alive, and over time, Robert the doll seemed to take on a personality of his own. Even in adulthood, Robert Otto kept the doll. He gave it a special room in the house. Visitors swore they saw the doll's expression change. After Otto's death, the doll was donated to the Fort East Martello Museum, where he remains today. Museum staff report strange phenomena around him. Cameras malfunction, electronic devices fail, and those who mock the doll often report misfortunes afterward. Robert the doll has become a legend, but he is not alone. In a glass case in Connecticut, a ragged doll with button eyes stares out at visitors. This is Annabelle. Unlike her Hollywood depiction, the real Annabelle is a simple Raggedy and doll. According to paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, Annabelle was responsible for a string of frightening events in the 1970s. She was given to a nursing student as a gift. Soon, the student and her roommate reported that the doll changed positions. Notes appeared in childlike handwriting. The doll seemed to move on her own. A psychic told them the doll was inhabited by the spirit of a young girl named Annabelle Higgins. The spirit claimed to be lonely and wanted to stay, but over time the events grew darker. The Warrens concluded that the spirit was not a child but a demonic entity using the doll as a conduit. Annabelle was locked in a glass case and placed in their occult museum. Even from there, stories of accidents and hauntings linked to the doll continued. Annabelle remains behind glass to this day, with a sign that warns, "Do not touch." These stories capture the imagination because they combine innocence and terror. The idea that something meant to comfort can become something to fear is deeply unsettling. And yet, not all haunted dolls are malevolent. Some are simply mysterious. Consider Okiku, a doll in Japan that is said to contain the spirit of a young girl who died tragically. The doll's hair reportedly grows, despite being trimmed regularly. Okiku is housed in a temple on Hokkaido Island, where she is watched over respectfully. Locals believe the doll is a vessel for the child, a spirit, and care for her as one would a loved one. In Italy, there is a legend of a doll named Pupa. She once belonged to a girl who cherished her dearly. After the girl's death, family members claimed the doll moved positions and even changed expressions. They say Pupa was the girl's confidant in life, and in death, she became the vessel of her grief. All over the world, dolls have been linked to the spiritual and the supernatural. In some cultures, dolls are used in rituals to protect against evil. In others, they are scapegoats used to transfer curses or ill will. The concept of the puppet in European witchcraft was a figure used in spellcasting. These dolls could be blessed or cursed. They could bring healing or harm. African tribal cultures use Niisi figures, often mistaken for dolls, as vessels for spirits. These are embedded with nails and charms to activate their power. Across the Caribbean, in voodoo traditions, dolls are used as symbolic tools to connect with spirits. Their use is far more complex than the stereotypes suggest. Each of these traditions reflects a deep respect for the power of symbolism, a belief that objects can carry intention, and sometimes intention takes on a life of its own. Why do haunted dolls frighten us so deeply? It may be because they are mirrors of humanity, frozen replicas of ourselves, frozen in time. When we see them, we see ourselves, and when they move without cause, it shatters the illusion that we are alone in our bodies. They are the perfect vessel for fear, small enough to be dismissed, real enough to be terrifying. Even skeptics feel a chill in the presence of certain dolls, because whether or not they are haunted, they carry energy, memories, emotion. There are thousands of stories. Some dolls have been burned, some buried, some locked away, yet they seem to return. As if the bond between spirit and vessel is not so easily broken. Stories from ordinary people flood forums and late-night radio shows. A doll inherited from a grandmother starts crying at night. A porcelain figure moves from shelf to shelf. A childhood toy that whispers a name no one remembers. These accounts are dismissed as imagination. But what if they are not? What if some objects do remember, do feel, do respond? In the soft quiet of night, when everything is still, these objects seem to come alive. That is the nature of the uncanny, familiar things that act in unfamiliar ways. Haunted dolls remind us of the power of belief, of memory, and of the line between the living and the inanimate. It is thinner than we think. As you lie in bed tonight, think of the toys tucked away in boxes, in attics, in forgotten trunks. Are they waiting, watching, remembering? Perhaps they are not haunted at all. Perhaps they are simply lonely, whispers from the attic, echoes of laughter, fragments of childhood dreams. They are not just stories. They are a reflection of how we carry emotion into everything we touch, and how sometimes something touches back. Thank you for spending this time with us on Bedtime Myths and Mysteries. If this tale stirred your curiosity or sent a chill down your spine, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. New mysteries await you every week. Until next time, sleep well, dream deeply, and beware the soft whisper behind the attic door.